Shivaya, Om Namah 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 Shivaya. All else, please. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Shivaya Namo, Shivaya Namo, Shivaya Namo, Namah Shivaya Namo, Shivaya Namo, Shivaya Namo, Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namo, Shivaya Namo, Shivaya Namo, Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Dear family and friends, good afternoon. Your friends, please yourself up. There is no seating area here. So you can take the seats. Let us bow Om Vigneshwaraya Varadaya Surapriyaya Lambodharaya Sakalaya Jagataya Naganaya Sutiyagna Vibhushitaya Gauri Sutaya Gananath Namo Namaha. Om Narayanaya Vidmaye Vasudevaya Dhimaye Tanno Vishnu Prachodayat. Om Tat Purushaya Vidmaye Mahadevaya Dhimaye Tanno Rudra Prachodayat. Om Ulagalamuna Odat Kuariyavan Milaulaviya Nirmalileya Alagasodiya Amalatvaduva Madhasilambari Vasrivanango Malasilambari Vasrivanango Malasilambari Vasrivanango. Om Tirasatram. Thank you very much, dear family. I believe we still have a few messages to be read out, and I'm going to allow you that space to read out that message, those messages, those voices of tribute that were sent by the family so lovingly. While that is carrying on, if we can coordinate it in such a way that you come one by one and just pay your last respects. This will be the last, right? And there will be a tribute offerer here, so please just acknowledge that they are speaking. Then just come, pay your last respects and go back to your place. You will be sanitized while you come. Thank you.
This message that was sent was from Uncle Bobby Barcy's family in East London. Uncle Bobby and Dad were friends for many years when they still lived at Magazine Barracks. And through the years, they maintained that relationship, and he never forgot his family. And they're all devastated, and they sent us words of encouragement and had many phone calls to us. And this is a message from Dad. It is with great sadness that we bid farewell today to a man who has made his mark on so many who knew him. His humility and quiet nature made a statement, but to us as a family, it was his bond with my dad that stood out. He wasn't just a friend, but most definitely a brother. He went beyond the extra mile, not just for my dad, but for our whole family. The brotherly bond which they shared transcended the distance between Durban and East London. No problem was too big. Uncle Daddy was always there when help was needed. His friendship with our family continued even after our dad's passing, and it's his supporting phone calls which our mum will dearly miss. To Gwen and the rest of his family and friends, we share in your loss and grief. We will forever honor his memory in our hearts and minds till we meet again. The next message is from Club 91. Daddy Kupsami. He was a revered and respected member of Club 91, having joined soon after his retirement in the early 1990s. With his extensive and expansive experience as an educator and sports administrator, he brought a wealth of skills to the club. These administrative skills ensured its smooth functioning. He was an expert on constitutional matters and helped avoid many an impasse when crucial decisions had to be made. Daddy was also one of the club's chief negotiators with the Durban municipality regarding the erection of the Chatsworth Bowling Green. In fact, it was through his personal and club efforts that the bowling green was established. He held many positions in the club: secretary for prolonged periods, convener for entertainment and sporting activities, amongst others bowls, golf and cards. Cards was his forte, a very convincing manipulator. Daddy participated in all our club functions, not only as an organizer, but also a participant. Who can forget his rendition of popular Indian folk songs that spurred everyone to join in and raise spirits higher? He was a simple, unassuming, yet highly principled person, always warm, kind and jovial. His passing will indeed leave a void in the club. Words for Daddy Kupsami: let us learn to give and not to count the cost, to toil and not seek for rest, to labor and not to ask for any reward, save that of knowing that we serve. Club 91 extends its deepest sympathies and condolences to the family. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Sivi Ramsamy, Chairperson. The next tribute is from Natal High School Sports Federation, where Dad played a major role in shaping young soccer players. For almost 20 years, Daddy Kupsami was an official of the above federation, specializing in the code of football. Under the mentorship of Maya Singh, Daddy and the late Ganson Pillay took Natal High School to its highest pinnacle, and with great achievements. His support for Natal High School Sports Federation executive was unquestionable, true and loyal. He executed all his duties with sincerity, diligence and dedication. He represented the Natal High School Sports Federation at local, district, provincial and national football meetings and activities of the senior bodies, and also at SASA, South African Senior School Sports Association level. A firm adherent of non-racial sports, he was a firm supporter and proponent of the SACOS, South African Council on Sport principles, especially that of no normal sport in an abnormal society. I wish to add that together with footballing experts such as Gopi Naidu, Vincent Pillay and others, he carried out many coaching clinics to enhance both teachers and players. His contribution to high school sports, especially football, will always be remembered and treasured. Go well, a true sportsman. Sivi Ramsamy, former secretary. The next is from his nephew and a member of the extended family, Guru Sada Mulian. Dear family and friends, we are deeply saddened by the sudden passing away of our dearest Mama, Daddy Kupasamy. He was a gentle soul who left a legacy in all aspects of life. A dedicated educator who transformed thousands of lives in his teaching career. Daddy Mama was simple, humble, and a gentle soul who could communicate at any level of intellect with children, adults, sports persons, and professionals. He was a true role model in education, family matters, and in the sports arena. He mentored many teachers who sought help and guided them to become principals and smart administrators at different levels. To mention one, Mr. Daya Pillay, the ex-principal of Southland Secondary School, entered the teaching profession at a young age of 20. The late Daddy Kupasamy mentored him in all the popular codes of sports administration, and molded him to be one of the finest educators in the Umlazi district, and he later became the principal of the very same school. It is all because of the dedication and love towards anyone who came in contact with Daddy Kupasamy. Like this, many principals in Umlazi district passed through the golden hands of Daddy Kupasamy. Daddy was an inspiration to everyone who led by example and used positive reinforcement and encouragement to those whom he took under his wing, placing them well in society. A dedicated, devoted, disciplined, and spiritual family man who left a legacy that will live for generations to come. Because he loved sports so much, the referee has blown the final whistle on Daddy Kupasamy's life. There will be no extra time. Go well, the gentle giant, till we meet again. God bless. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Love always, Guru Sadamunian. And the final tribute that we have is from the bowling club. The members of the Chatsworth Bowling Club are indeed deeply saddened by the passing away of one of our stalwarts at the club, and express our sincere condolences to his family, kith and kin. Daddy, as is fondly known, was one of the founding members, having been at the club from its inception in 2001. Moreover, he was part of a delegation from Club 91, a retired teachers' organization in Chatsworth, that made representation to the Durban City Council to establish a bowling club in Chatsworth. And after much effort and perseverance, that dream was realized. It must be said that prior to that, these players were not welcome at private clubs. Daddy was a fiercely competitive sportsman, so much so that he won many competitions at the club and elsewhere. He played many sports in his young days, and after retirement from the teaching profession, he spent many hours playing the sport of lawn bowls. He always unstintingly shared his vast knowledge and experience with our members, be it coaching, management, or any other issues in respect of lawn bowls. Our members will dearly miss this giant of a sportsman. May his soul rest in eternal peace. At this stage, I just want to say thank you to every person who touched Dad's lives and enriched it. I'm going to hand it over to my husband Norman with me to render a vote of thanks. But before I do that, Norman, I just want to say thank you for being the son he never had. You always put him first, and whatever he wanted, you gave him wholeheartedly and generously. And for that, I will always love you and be eternally grateful to you for.
Mahamavanakams to everyone. Firstly, I want to say thank you to Dad. I only had the privilege of knowing him for 22 years, and in those 22 years, he was never a father-in-law. He was a father, and he treated me like a son. Thank you, Dad. Thank you for taking care of us. Thank you for being the person, the role model. Thank you for standing with us through thick and thin, always having words of wisdom and giving us encouragement. We will love you dearly and miss you terribly. To Rand Funeral Services, Guruji, thank you for the absolutely amazing and dignified send-off that you have provided for Dad. I know it's exactly what we would have wanted. To Ashwin, Marisha and family, he was never uncle, he was dad. And the same applies to Krishan, Reshni and her family. Our extended family in Johannesburg. He became part of them. They welcomed him into their lives, and it was a known fact that wherever we were, Dad was right by our side. He was never excluded from anything, be it a party, a prayer. He longed to be together with them. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for making you a part of your lives. Everyone in Durban, thank you for making the trip. And I know it's difficult circumstances, but I just want to say a humble thank you to you. To all the clubs that he was privy to, Club 91, the Bowling Club, the Stream Magazine Barracks Temple, his family in Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and to all the people that he has touched throughout the world. Thank you for being a part of his life. Dad, we will sorely miss you. Have a safe journey.
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, we can't go for an hour because we are on time here at the crematorium. The next one will be here just now, the next funeral. So we have our half an hour filled up now. We're going to go to the ante-room and do our final rites in the ante-room. Yes, I would have loved to speak on the life of Dad also. Knew him personally. So, but today, there's just no time. I think so everybody has said quite lots of loving messages from all the family members and from the different organizations he represented. Today I want to say farewell. You know that patta on his forehead means that he's going straight to Namishwaya's abode. He was an ardent devotee of Lord Muruga. Oh, the few prayers I have done with him, he knew everything about Muruga. And these are the people that we are losing right now. And unfortunately, we as youngsters have to take the stand and try and learn from them. Get the knowledge from them. They've got the wisdom. Let's get the knowledge. Let's not leave all our old elders to just pass away. Let's go sit with them. Let's interrogate them. Let's lovingly interrogate them. Let's get the wisdom out of them. And if we can do that, we'll be a better community later on also, once they've left us. Dad, 81 years old, you know, our Panchagam is done every 60 years. Because our saints and sages, the rishis and the munis have said, average life is 60 years. Above average life, if you live that, then you're living with Lord Muruga and Lord Shiva. He was living with Lord Muruga and Lord Shiva. For those that have served him, for those that have loved him, for those that have visited him and got his blessings, you are truly blessed. My namaskarams today, my vanakams to all of you. Can we lift the coffin please and put on the Om Motinare Ariyada Mokarado Moyaveni Patinare Aravito Ajavinaga Arambanam Sitamalam Aravitu Sivamaki Yanayana Atayana Kuaruniyavaru Atperuma Nirila Niritane Niriya Yes.